Everything's closed.
All right, welcome everybody. We're going to get started here with Philadelphia Union head coach Jim Curtin. Reminder, we'll have Jim open with a statement, and we'll take questions from the floor before going to the phone. Jim, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, just to reflect back on New York City FC, a game where I thought we had a good start to the game. We were able to turn over New York City as they build up out of the back. Just weren't able to be more decisive when we did turn them over. So, we went through the film. There was a good 15 instances in the first half where we were able to dispossess them, but just weren't aggressive and clinical enough with the final ball to get more attempts at goal. New York City obviously is a very talented team. The longer it stayed 0-0, the more they were able to find space, punished us, and obviously as we chased the game, Villa scores the goal at the end. So disappointing again. Have to continue to work and fight. We've worked a lot this week on playing forward quickly when we dispossess teams, and we'll continue to work hard on that leading into Montreal, a very dangerous team that is very good on the counterattack, a lot of experienced players, a central midfield three that is very intelligent, will need to be sharp, and they're a very good counterattacking team with Piatti, Adoro, Mancuso, very dangerous group, so we'll have to be organized and still continue to fight for that first win.
You had some changes in your lineup against New York. Is there going to be any changes you think in this lineup against Montreal?
I made a tweak or two last week. Obviously, we've conceded some goals, and we need to continue to look at what's best to finally get on the right side of a result. Guys continue to work hard. It's not for lack of effort. This group is, so deserving of a result. I feel for the guys because I watch how hard they work each and every week. So. Whoever's called upon, we know will step up and do the job and get us over that hump and then hopefully get some momentum going.
Sure.
Jim, a couple of players have talked about, like, when you surrender a goal, they get down, like mentally. Is that something you can, I don't know, talk to the team? Is that something you can work on?
Yeah, I mean, we have had good meetings in terms of, the one that comes to mind is against Portland. It was a deflating goal because it kind of came against a little bit of the run of play after we had the bright start and got up 1-0. When we conceded that goal, it almost felt like a here we go again mentality, which is not us. Again, we were at our best when we were responding quickly to adversity. Again, the guys have to have a belief and a confidence that mistakes are going to be made over the course of 90 minutes, but how you bounce back is how you get points in this league, and it's something that we've discussed. Is there a magic potion to cure it? I wish there was, but there's not, and it's going to have to continue to be, certain guys stepping up, certain older guys maybe taking a little more of a leadership role, like they have, and again, we'll have to get through this together, and the only way we do is, to kind of drown out the negativity is to get a result and get a win, whether it's an ugly win, a beautiful win, we have to fight to get that first one.
Jim, how much of not taking those chances in front of goal do you think is confidence and wanting to be aggressive?
Yeah, I think confidence plays a huge role when things aren't going well, and then the too early ties in the year that you think we're looking like positive results. All of a sudden, if you don't follow it up with a result, a victory, it starts to look like they were bad results. So again, guys start to press. Confidence is down, and you start to see guys maybe trying to do too much to be the one to make the big play that turns things around. And it has to be a collective effort of everybody, just being focused on doing their jobs rather than guys playing out of their comfort zone, which you're starting to, you start to see guys do maybe when we are tied or when we go down a goal, everybody tries to do more, which is natural. We need to keep them in their, their comfort zone and be able to execute in order to get a result.
Jim, what did you see from Roland on Friday?
Yeah, I thought Roland, he worked hard. He's worked hard to get his fitness up. Did a good job making Pirlo uncomfortable. I thought that, again, he's part of the reason we were able to dispossess them a lot in that part of the field, just because he was always in and around Pirlo, which hasn't been the case if you go back and watch the tape of when New York has success. He's the guy that starts their attack and is spraying balls. So on the defensive side, did a good job. you know, a lot of his possession was maybe a little deeper than we'd wanted it to be. And I, you know, had a good talk with him today. He connected a lot of his passes and percentage-wise, but we want more of them to be maybe a little more risk and a little more forward with his final ball. So a good game. You know, it's never a great game for anybody when we don't win, but you know, I thought he showed some good signs. I think there's some moments where, you know, if CJ's layoff was a little cleaner and better, and Roland gets that shot at the top of the 18, if the one where he and Ollie do a good job pressing, and now he shoots at the top of the 18 and it just goes wide, maybe he could slip Ilsinho there. There's little moments that we can still get a little sharper, but overall I thought a decent performance from Roland.
Jim, what did you see in the connection between Harris and Ale in that deeper line position?
Yeah, good. I think, again, we were on the ball a decent amount. New York City's one of the best possession teams in our league, but you know, in the first half we had some possession, and those two are at the center of it. You can see Ali gets on the ball and is able to get his head up and play some forward passes. I thought he did a good job breaking up plays and pressing them and turning them over. So again, it's still what I believe is a very strong pairing in Ali and Harris, two guys that are great soccer players, really good on the ball, and you know, raise everyone's level around them. So we'll need to keep getting it more and more cohesive, more and more together, sharper, and a real recognition from our attacking players now when a Harris is on the ball, he can find you with a through ball from 50, 60 yards. He's very talented at that. Ali is the same. So did a good job connecting his plays. Obviously, no one, again, is happy after we don't win, but overall, a decent performance out of those two.
Is there something you can easily point to with that there seems to be that disconnect of, you know, Harris creating opportunities or these guys getting possession and it not turning into chances all that much? Is there something you can point to that?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we've talked a lot this week again about obviously your first look should always be forward. That's something we preach, but guys aren't, because of maybe confidence, aren't trusting that first instinct to play that forward pass. The only way you get to goal in this league is, again, when you turn teams over, having that first ball be one that connects and have it be one that connects forward. We've worked on that a great deal. We haven't gotten a ton of times where we got our wingers in behind. A lot of it is teams are keeping us in front of them right now. We haven't had a real instance where now, you know, you can picture Ilsinho, how many crosses does he get in the run of play? You know, Chris, same thing on the left. Maybe a couple here or there, but over 90 minutes, we want that to be a higher number. You know, part of that is, again, the outside backs joining in and creating little numbers advantage. It's a lot of different variables that go into it, but overall, it is fair to say, you know, we have had good possession of the ball, but it's in the middle third of the field, and it's not where the other team is really threatened or on their heels. We haven't had too many instances where we're making the defenders backpedal and kind of scramble. Whereas conversely now, when we do turn it over, you know, New York City, as an example, was able to play forward quickly and get in some dangerous situations for us.
Is with Harris, sometimes it seems like his first instinct is to play the ball back and just kind of ping it back to the defenders and get into a different position. Is that part of it, trying to get him to turn and be more aggressive?
Yeah, I don't agree. I think Harris plays a lot of forward passes. He plays forward. So again, he's smart about his possession. He wants to be the team that's in control of the ball. He always preaches to the guys to be more confident to pass out. I still think he's played enough forward balls for guys to get on the end of, so I'm happy with him from that standpoint. He's done a good job. You know, could we now have a play where we do get isolated 1v1, and I think a lot of times now we're passing maybe when we should shoot, and we're shooting when we should pass, so getting that balance right. Or we'll get into a great spot and the layoff is just a little bit behind a guy and the timing fouls it up. Even in the film we watched a couple where Ali picked off a ball and instead of, you know, playing Ilsinho straight in behind the defense, it's maybe played a little bit wide and behind him, and it gives them that split second to recover. So again, sharpen up those parts is something we're stressing and working on, but yeah, again, it's not an easy thing to just have click and all go right. You hope it does, and we have a game where we score multiple goals, and that's what we're looking for. We want to break out, and hopefully that's this weekend against Montreal.
Jim, it looked, and Ali said afterwards how much more comfortable he was at the 8.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yeah, I think he was. Again, you know, the first half was one that we were happy with, and again, Ernie and I stressed it all week. At a minimum, guys should bring the energy and passion, you know, and if they do that, there's nothing we can really get too mad about them. Yeah, there's going to be mistakes in the course of 90 minutes. Guys are going to have technical errors or a bad pass that maybe goes out of bounds. But we have to pick each other up, get on with the game, and at a minimum, bring in that energy and passion. I thought they did that in the first half. Credit to New York City; they're still a high-quality team. We've played some very good teams in our building so far. We've come up on the short end. We have another good team coming in Montreal, and have to find a way to get a result.
You mentioned the outside backs a moment ago. When I rewatched the game, especially on the first goal when Harrison scored, it looks like Rosenberry gave it up. Fabinho was a little bit late getting to the spot. So my question is, when you assess your defensive third, are they ball watching maybe a little bit more than they have been last year when you guys had a lot of success to start the year? And are they really getting like a tad too late in particular spots?
It's funny, you could go back and watch a lot of chances even when we were winning games last year, and it was either off the post and out or Andre making a big save. And this year it's not going that way. We're getting punished for our mistakes. You know, you look at this one and you know, it kind of gets on Keegan quick, and he's half in between, maybe trying to play it and clear it. It turns over there. We still have enough guys behind the ball. You know, Richie gets really locked in on the ball. Him and Jack are really spread out. I think the communication needs to be earlier, louder, because I think if Fabi just shouts to Richie, it's clear, and he can slide to the middle, and that's an easy one, not an easy one, but a one that we can you know, deal with. I thought that obviously the hole that opened up between Jack and Richie was a big one, and then for Richie to not see what's behind him or not get a shout from Fabi, it starts kind of the scramble, and then, you know, Fabi comes across Richie, which you don't want. You know, you don't want your outside back coming across your center back, especially behind, and it goes through his legs. So again, those little breaks aren't going our way, and we're getting punished in every mistake that we make right now, and that would be another 2 or 3 things that we could have done better on that one individual goal.
What is the kind of mentality, emotion kind of heading into Saturday? How is the team feeling?
Yeah, it's a good team in terms of locker room and mindset. You know, they pick each other up. Even the guys that were not in the starting group did a good job all week of mentoring, of talking to the other guys. So from that standpoint, it's a great locker room. We've talked about that, and you need a good locker room. Everyone says they have a great locker room in the easy times, and this has been a hard time. This is when you truly find out about the group and what it really means to stay positive and stay focused and stick together. And I've seen that as a coach now. I've seen them respond internally in the locker room, and now it needs to translate fully on the field for 90 minutes, because we've done it in spurts. We've shown we can do it in spurts, but we haven't put together that complete performance quite yet. And in this league now, with the talent and the team's improving, you have to put together a complete 90-minute performance, and that's what we're looking for against Montreal.
Last season you said how great the locker room was,
Yeah.
so kind of building off of that, there was a lot of good times. So have you seen the energy shifted, or has anything changed?
It's the same. There's a lot of different faces for sure, and there's a lot of different people in there, but at the same time, I think our veterans are all good leaders. They have done a good job of staying positive. Of course, the energy and buzz isn't going to be there each and every day, even when you come in off a loss. Obviously, emotionally, it's not quite the same feeling as when you get a win. So from that standpoint, it's been a challenge, but you still see them in the weight room getting after it together, enjoying their time when they're around each other, whether it's a meal or whatever. Still the same energy level and positivity in that regard. And it's a group that, again, is really deserving of 3 points, because I see how hard they work, and we have to go out on the field and fight for that now.
Kevin, and then Mark.
Jim, I sense some skepticism among the fan base with some of the things that they're hearing from you and Ernie about fighting through the winless slump, or taking this sort of long view approach and just kind of sticking to your guns and going back to basics and kind of fighting through it. I know that Ernie mentions he's only been here for 2 years, right? So
Mhm.
internally, I think things changed from one front office to the next front office, from one technical staff to the next technical staff. But at the same time, do you get the sense of fans who watched 6 seasons and struggles before that might not be resonating with them necessarily because of what happened before?
I think that, yeah, I mean, listen, the fans are going to think, when we're not winning, they're going to think what they want to think, and then that's fair. Again, we haven't performed on the field the way we'd like to. I do think that there is a group of guys that are fighting every minute of games. I do think that, yeah, maybe there's well, not maybe, there's clearly fans that are upset. I see that and I hear that each and every game here in the building. I've told you already, again, I take the blame for the start of the team, for the performances of the team. So again, yeah, it's natural that when a season starts slowly, at a club where there's not a lot of history of positive results, we had a taste of it last year at the beginning, and that's what they want, and that's fair for the fans to want that. That's what we want too. We fight for it every day. We work for it every day. And yeah, I can understand that there's not patience. You know, it's like equity. You're trying to build equity in the fan base, and right now we've had some bad results, so we don't have a lot to stand on. But we still believe in what we're doing. We still believe we have a very good group of guys, a good group of players. We'll continue to work hard in the system that we believe is one that can win in this league. And yeah, we'll have to add pieces as we move along and continue to compete this year because, again, the rest of the league has improved. We think we've improved, and now we have to show it on the field over 90 minutes.
Go to Mark and then we'll go to the phones.
Jim, just some injury things. I know you talk usually every week about Josh, and
Yeah.
anything on Mo as well?
Nothing new. Nothing new that's changed, or everything's positive in terms of it's the word is it's healing, but in terms of a timeline, nothing new in that regard. Yeah, Josh has been able to run full speed now and has been, itching to get back playing. I think that'll be, soon without contact, and then from there, once we get the clearance from the doctors, he'll jump right back in, which is positive because he's a big part of our plans and a guy who is an important piece. But yeah, obviously, Mo has been a big loss for a long time. I think, it's been a tough situation.
Back.
Jim, anything behind training in the stadium today? I know it's not something you guys usually do on a Wednesday.
Just better surface. The surface in the training, on the training field it looks good from a distance, but up close it just hasn't gotten the sun and the warm weather that it usually gets. So it's just strictly a reason of the surface inside because it's a different type of grass. The ryegrass inside is growing well now. The Bermuda is still, for the most part, dormant, so it's just taking time for that to pop. But that's the only reason there. Get on the best surface possible because we keep stressing we want to be sharp with the ball, and it's been a challenge on the training field, which is still yet to kind of get into full bloom.
So anything to take from Ray playing with the quote-unquote first team today?
No, we're just, again, we're experimenting with a couple different things with Piatti, obviously, and with Adoro. We also, took a look at Chris out wide on the right, Alcino on the left. We experimented with a bunch of different things today. Tried Fafa in a different spot, Epps in a different spot, so just to take a look at some different things as you have a long week of training, a 5-day week as opposed to a 4. So we have some extra time and wanted to have a little bit of an inner squad, mix up the teams a little bit and see what it looked like. And yeah, we got some good answers to some questions, which was positive. Yeah, it was a good day of training so far. Have one in the afternoon too.
Any questions for Jim on the phone?
It's Jonathan Tannenwald. You talked about getting the ball forward more, and you did a fair amount against New York. But the plays seemed to fall apart in some key moments when the ball got to CJ. And it looks like Jay Simpson hasn't had as much of an impact yet as some might hope for beyond the one goal against Toronto. Are you satisfied with what you've got up front at this point? If not, what can you do about it?
I am. Again, CJ put in a very good shift in terms of work rate, in terms of asking him to pressure New York City. I think he made it very uncomfortable for them. It led to a lot of unforced errors that we were able to put New York City in the first half. So again, CJ worked very hard. Did we get him enough chances and looks in front of goal? Probably not. Again, we've worked this week. He's up there by himself, as is Jay sometimes when he gets in there. We want to get Roland a little closer to him. We want to get Pontius and Elsinho a little bit closer so he has someone to combine with rather than just kind of being stuck up there by himself fighting out two center backs, because that's always going to be a tough job. So again, it all continues to go back to moving our group as a unit. Everyone has to attack, everyone has to defend. Obviously the strikers are going to be the ones that catch criticism when we don't have a day where we score a goal, but at the same time I think CJ did a really good job against New York City FC.
Anything else on the phone?
Jim, with the kind of input that he had last season, what's a guy like Warren Craval doing, not seeing some years? Got to do with fitness or the input of the current defensive midfielders in the lineup?
Yeah, no, Warren has been very good in training for us. Obviously had a good preseason, had an injury towards the end of preseason. With the injury, it opened up a window with Ali, moving to the 10 at the beginning of the year. Jonesy came in, Derek Jones came in and did a good job. And that happens in pro sports. Warren's been a true professional about it, has continued to work hard in training, had a good day today, but it's just a matter of being the odd man out, and some decisions that were made have gone not in his favor right now, but he's a guy who will be ready if called upon. Still a great ball winner, breaks up a ton of plays, brings a different skill set than some of the other guys, but still a guy that I'm high on. Just hasn't gotten the opportunity this year, but when he does, he'll perform well again, similar to last year.
Time for one more on the phone if anyone wants it.
Jim, it's Jonathan Well, you mentioned Fafa a moment ago, and I know that he clearly has not done enough to get into the 18 for the last few weeks. What do you want to see from him at this point?
Yeah, so the team picks itself, during the week of training, and Fafa had some up and down weeks of training. I think that now he's had a good, solid, couple weeks in a row now under his belt in terms of work rate each and every day, and that's the starting point to get yourself into the 18, and then from the 18, always work to get into the starting lineup. So it's been better from him in recent weeks, but again, a guy who has been on the wrong end of some decisions, the hard end of decisions where guys have had some good performances with Bethlehem, and were able to be rewarded by being in the 18. Fafa continues to work and be a guy that, again, I believe in and I can count on when we need him to be called upon, and when he gets his chance, he needs to take his chance.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Right.